Happy Saturday, Wiley here, your favorite information scientist. Reflections, notes from the field. I haven't been on to make a recording in a while. I use the Wiley Report to talk about my lived experiences and life as a information science PhD candidate and everything in between. Early this morning at 1:44 a.m., I turned in my full dissertation draft. Now, I have to confess that some parts were new and some parts previously existed. And we said, "What you mean, Wiley?" I mean, I have had chapters 1 through 4 since January. And have been revising that. Actually a little bit before January, we're being real, because I've been making submissions for my dissertation since October of 2025. So, yeah. So last night, early morning, if you will, my committee members got a revised chapter 1, 3, and 4. They had never seen 5 through 7. They got 5 through 7. So 1 through 4, 5, 7. 5 through 7. They also got the appendices for the interview questions that I use, and the code books, and the references as well. And when I say the hardest part or the most challenging part for me has been that literature review. I feel like that literature review has hands, and some days it's a fight, or it's been a continuous fight that I'm always squaring up, and some days it was my ass. I'd be out here getting my ass whooped by that lit review. Do you hear me? I'm so sick of it. And after revising it since January, there are days where I've been wanting to say, what do you want to decide? Because I will say that. Oh my God. But I've been revising, and they did get a revised 2.7 through 2.13 that is revised. So I still need to finish the revisions for sections 2.1 through 2.6 in the literature review, and that's because I study Black trans men's digital information practices, and I'm in information science, which means my literature review is information science as well as queer and trans studies. So some parts of it right after 2.4 are about trans history and digital studies at the same time. Yeah, excitement. There are days when I was like, yeah, everybody talks about, being an interdisciplinary scholar in the sense that people say, yeah, people are interdisciplinary scholars, but the how of that is like, oh, and it can make you feel very much like a unicorn. Or maybe unicorn isn't the best word, but that's how I feel about it, because it's not like it's not like it's just one small area. You're giving people the highlighted history that includes more than one thing or more than one topic. So I'm giving you the selected highlights of queer and trans history as it relates to Blackness, as it relates to Black trans men, and talking about what is information. What is social technical systems, digital studies, how does that affect trans life? So, and then because in my study I did semi-structured interviews and I did critical technocultural discourse analysis where I analyzed podcast episodes, I have 2 methods. So I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. There have been days where I ask myself, why did we do this? But I did say when I was seeking to continue my education, I wanted to become a better researcher. I wanted to stretch myself and learn other methodologies that I have not used, and CTDA has been that. Writing chapter 5 and 6. Oh my gosh, what an experience. Also, right in the conclusion. On some parts, you're talking about what the literature says and where your work fits, and then the other parts are just this what Wiley think. It makes you feel naked, it makes you feel vulnerable, but you know what? They got 7 chapters. And also then when you send it, there's also the feeling of, should I have sent it? Should I have waited? And you said, well, why would I wait? Well, about a week ago, I ended up coming to Georgia May 1st because my mother got placed in the hospital, or she went to the emergency room on Tuesday, and then they admitted her. So it was not how I thought my last 2 weeks before submitting this dissertation draft would go at all. And she did get out of the hospital on Monday, and she's on the mend and doing well. And, you know, my boss knows, you know, because I left Illinois to come here. And at the time, I didn't know, you know, what I was facing or what would be happening. But she did get out of the hospital Monday of this past week. And she's on the mend and doing well. My advisor, and I don't know if Dr. Travis knows, but my advisor knows. And, you know, they were very gracious in saying that, you know, I didn't have to worry about it. But I've been writing since October. And I don't want to, you know, hold up the process anymore, especially considering I have chapters 5 through 7. Also, writing for me during this time has been comforting and grounding, because let's be real, healing, recovery, the body does its own time system. You're not on that. But you know what you can do? You know what I can fix? Arguments, sentence structures, topic sentences. That's what I can do. And also, my mother has known about my meeting on May 13th, and then I'm in the doctoral program. She herself has a master's degree with the thesis, and my father completed his PhD in 2000, so she's very aware of the process of what he went through to get a PhD. And when you have a mother that looks at you and says, don't be watching me, you got a dissertation to write. I'm all right. What are you supposed to do other than write? So that's what I've been doing, writing. You know, and caretaking. Shout out to parents and people who do this full time, because there's some times of the day which I'm like, how you do this and this is your day every day? Every day. I'm like, oh my gosh, so much respect and deep love and care and compassion sent to people who are caregivers full time, all the time, every single day, because that in itself is an experience. And my mother is getting stronger, because like yesterday I went to, my cousin graduated from college yesterday, and my mother really wanted me to go to the dinner because she couldn't go, or she wasn't really ready to go and sit around at a restaurant, but she got my brother's dinner and stuff together on her own. Last night, I thought I came back out of the room at 10 thinking I'm going to help them get into bed. She and my brother were already in the bed. I was like, well, you know what? Praise God for that. Continued strength. So, still trying to figure out when I'm leaving here, because she has a follow-up appointment on Tuesday, and they did talk about giving her or having her have a nurse that comes in and checks on her. So trying to see how that all shapes up. And then I have my meeting with my committee on the 13th. So we'll see. Because it was also like coming to a place and you have so many unknowns, and you're waiting on the bigger picture to see how it goes. So I got 4 hours of sleep. And I am up because I did help and get my brother's breakfast together. The caregiver showed up at 8:30. My mother has never been able to get a caregiver to come at 7:30 or to come when my brother gets up, because also my brother's wake up schedule is anywhere between 6:30 and 8:30. And this week he only slept late one day, which was last Saturday. The rest of the week he looking at you at 5:30 like, hey friend. But he's real chill because, he's not, on you about hurrying up and finishing his, fixing his breakfast. He just sits at the table and chills or sings or does whatever he does. So it's been a fine experience with making sure that he was okay and having what he needs, and he's had consistent support since my mother was in the hospital and out, so he's good to go. Nothing to create harm or issues with his care, so praise God for that. And that's my update. I'm going to the store to get these items for my mom. And then you know what I'm doing? Going to bed. Good night. Yep. Peace. Thanks for listening. Hope you're doing everything. Take care of yourself. Bye.